In all the years I've been here, I've never been to Yellow Belly.
I mean, it's an experience. It's a good experience on Sunday.
Yeah, on Sunday.
Not Thursday.
Yeah, gotcha.
Sunday, you take the family.
Yeah.
Thursday, not so much.
What's up, all you auto enthusiasts out there? Buckle up for a unique experience where we have custom vehicles and their owners share the spotlight in our studio. Have you ever seen a cool ride and wondered who the owner is or what the history is behind the build? On today's episode of Tailpipe Talk, we'll be speaking with Sebastian, which you can find on Instagram at IAMTIAN3216. We'll get to know more about Sebastian and his 1994 Integra. Sebastian, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, man?
Welcome to our episode of Tailpipe Talk. What is this, number 16, I think, man?
Hey, that's kind of my lucky number, too.
Is it? Yeah. We've been trying to get you on for a while. I appreciate you being so patient, man.
Since the first episode.
Oh, really?
The first episode, that's when I messaged you.
It's been crazy, man. It has been crazy.
First episode came out, I messaged you.
Yeah.
You didn't respond to me until like the third episode.
Oh, was it that long?
Yeah.
My bad, dude.
And then you told me, oh, September. I was like, man, this is like March.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a long way for September. Yeah.
It really, because we started promoting it before we even recorded one. So people already reached out. They're like, hey, I want to get on. So because we only record one episode a week, it kind of filled up pretty quick. And we've had to juggle some stuff around, reschedule some people, had some cancellations, and it's been difficult to do the fill-ins, and we've had some hiccups ourselves on Mondays, but in all due time, we try and get everybody on, especially everybody that reaches out. So it's good to finally have you on. Before we jump into the car, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm from, I was born south of the border, Mexico.
Okay.
But I am from all the west coast.
Okay.
I've been all the way up to Washington, all the way down to Texas. And we lived in Washington for about 2 years, and then moved to Texas, and then moved to California.
Oh, wow.
And then moved back to Texas.
Yeah.
And funny thing is, my brothers, they always pick on me because I got stuck in California.
Oh, did you?
Everything I do is California.
Yeah.
Like, everybody tells me, like, people that met me, like, man, I went to California, and man, everybody dresses like you and acts like you.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got stuck over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we got to Texas, like, my brothers hate me because I tell them I don't like Texas.
Yeah.
I have my younger brother. He's all about Dallas.
Yeah.
Even though he was born in Washington.
Gotcha.
He's all about Dallas. So, yeah.
So what is your favorite state?
California.
California is
Yes.
your favorite? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that, man. Everybody's got a favorite. I was born and raised in California. We moved out here 2004, 2005, and so we've been here for quite some time. But I could never see going back to California and living.
How it is now.
Texas is amazing, man. Like, it really is. I mean, there's pros and cons with every state. Don't get me wrong, but trying to afford California and live there, and all the vehicle restrictions, exhaust, and like, nah, I'm good.
That's why I say that.
Yeah.
Because now how it is.
Yeah.
I don't want to move back.
Yeah.
If it was like it used to be.
Yeah.
Not that strict. Then yeah. But, as I said, I've been all through the West Coast. I went through Arizona, seen Arizona. And then me and my older brother, we went to Florida. And when we went to Florida, we passed through all those states.
Yeah.
And so I've seen a little bit of almost every state, south and west.
Yeah.
I've never been up north.
Gotcha.
Like, I've always wanted to go to New York.
Yeah.
That's always been my thing. My wife has been to Chicago.
Gotcha.
And she sent me pictures when she went with her parents and stuff. And it's like snow, like, up to here. I was like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
When it snowed here, I was dying.
I can't do it either.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I can't do any place that snows consistently like that.
I was like, I take the hot weather over the snow any day.
For sure.
I mean, I have my wife, I've been with her for about 9 years. It's gonna be 9 years, you know, in February. And the reason why I say 16 is my lucky number, because that's the day that we actually got together initially.
Oh, really?
Yes.
See, so it's meant to be. You're on the 16th episode.
And then
See?
my oldest
Everything
daughter
happens for a reason.
was born in 2016.
Oh, gotcha,
Yes.
gotcha.
And,
Very cool.
Yeah, and so, I mean, I have 2 daughters. One, she's 5. The other one is about 6 months, almost there. And, you know, I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. You know, if you look at my older brother, he looks like me.
Yeah.
My little brother looks like me, but white.
Gotcha.
Yes, like he is like almost as pale as like a paper.
Oh, wow.
Him, my mom, and my little sister.
Interesting.
Yes.
Very
And that,
interesting.
you know, that goes back to my grandma, my mom's
Yeah.
mom. She was, you know, she was white
Yeah.
with colored eyes and blonde hair.
Gotcha.
And so, you know, everybody's like, are they really your brothers and sisters? Yeah. Yeah. But, you know, when it comes to my older brother, they don't really ask that. They already know.
Yeah.
Well, I've had people see me with my little brother and my little sister. Oh, is that your friend?
Yeah.
And, you know, they ask them, is that your friend? It's like, no, that's my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when I introduced my parents and they're both 5'4". They're like, those are your folks? Yeah. They're both 5'4".
Yeah. I
Nobody
mean,
believes me.
I'm the shortest one in the family.
Yeah.
I'm 5'4".
Yeah.
But, you know, my brothers are like 5'8", 5'7". My
Gotcha,
sister's
gotcha.
the tallest one out of us. She's like 5'8".
Yeah.
And then, you know, my dad's up there. And his whole side of the family are tall.
Gotcha.
Like, you know, almost 6 feet, probably taller than 6 feet. But on my mom's side, they're all regular size.
Yeah.
And then my aunt, I have an aunt that she's, you know, pretty short. She's like 4'9". So I'm like, I think I got it from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know, man. You never know. Sometimes it skips a child, or I mean, you never know. Like, you know, my 7-year-old little girl. I mean, she's half the age as my middle son, but as far as height, she's gaining on it. Like my son's like just staying here, and she just keeps getting taller and taller. And it's like, I don't know why you're not taller, my 14-year-old son, but here we have this 7-year-old daughter that when she was 4, people thought she was 6 or 7. Like, yeah. I mean, it was surprising. It was surprising. So, you know, it happened. It happens sometimes, man.
Yeah.
You know.
I have one question for you.
Yeah.
Whataburger or In-N-Out?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so wow. When it comes to burgers, I would probably say In-N-Out.
Yes.
I would say In-N-Out.
Yes.
In-N-Out. Yep. Breakfast, Whataburger has a bomb-ass breakfast.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, but In-N-Out doesn't serve breakfast, so I guess there's really no comparison.
Yeah.
But Whataburger does serve an awesome breakfast.
Yeah,
The spicy ketchup. Yeah.
Yeah, I get in arguments with my friends, my brothers about Whataburger, In-N-Out. I love In-N-Out.
Yeah.
Whataburger, not so
do you want me to
much.
tell you our first experience with Whataburger? So we're driving out here. Now, my parents have lived here since 93, 92. So, like, just right after I graduated high school, they already had plans to move out here. I stayed back in California another 9 years. But remarried, came out here, and my wife and I, we were like, hey, we're going to go to this Whataburgers. And we order burgers and stuff, and we didn't realize this is a Texas thing. A pound of mustard and some pickles on your burger. That's how they serve a burger here in Texas, right? There's no ketchup. There's no mayo. This is not Burger King.
Yeah.
So the first time we took a bite of a Whataburger burger, we're like, oh my gosh, the mustard. Like, it's so much mustard.
Yes.
But that was our first experience. And we're like, all right, cool. We now know, right? It's pickles and mustard on your burgers. But that was our introduction to Whataburger. But they do have great burgers. But In-N-Out, man, there's just something about them. There's just something about them.
Yeah,
They're
there's
amazing.
something that I can't stop going.
Yeah.
Like, you know, my girl, she's like, oh, I want to go to Whataburger. I'm like, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'll go, just to keep her happy. But it's not what I want.
Yeah.
And then when I say, I want In-N-Out, she's, I don't want that. Because, she's a Texas girl. Yeah. She was born and raised in Texas.
Yeah.
So she's like...
It's hard to change, man.
She didn't know about In-N-Out until I met her.
Yeah.
And, she didn't know about a lot of things from California.
Yeah. What about Carl's Jr.?
Yeah.
Carl's Jr. In-N-Out.
She In-N-Out.
Oh,
In-N-Out
dang.
Yes.
Woo, that's a tough one. That's a tough one because Carl's Jr. has a ton of options.
I still have not took her to Carl's Jr.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she still hasn't tasted that.
Gotcha.
I don't know if she's done, gone without me.
Yeah.
But I know I have not taken her there.
So I'll tell you something interesting about Carl's Jr. So having moved here and like Carl's Jr., Togo's, Round Table Pizza, In-N-Out were all staples of the West Coast, right? When we moved here, there was none of that here, except Carl's Jr., of all places, is attached to 3 Love's truck stops in DFW.
Oh, really?
There's one in Anna that's been here who knows how long. There's one over on the south side of Dallas off of 20, if I'm not mistaken. And somewhere over in Fort Worth, and I forget where that one's at. But all the Carl's Jr.'s are attached to a Love's truck stop. And those are the only ones. Now, a few years back, Carl's Jr. started opening up standalone stores. Every single one is closed. Every single one is closed since they opened up. So all the Love's truck stops are still in business. All those are still going, but the standalones are gone.
The only one that I know that's still open is on right next to Bachman Lake.
Where is it at?
Bachman Lake. It's on Northwest Highway.
Really?
Yes. I go to that one. It's right next to a Sam's Club.
Interesting.
And right next to a Walmart.
I didn't know there was another one that was freestanding. Huh.
Yeah, it's like...
That's pretty cool to know.
Lemon Avenue and Northwest Highway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Were you... So when we moved out here, there was no In-N-Out. Did you see all the news, or did you go to the Frisco one, the first one that opened?
No.
The 3 or 4 hour wait for a burger?
The funny thing
that was insane.
Funny thing was, we were living in the apartments where the one on Midway is.
Okay.
There was apartments there before they made the Walmarts.
Yeah.
We were living there.
Yeah.
And I was watching them build it every day.
Yeah.
Like, I would go to school, and then when school was let out, summer break, I would ride my BMX bike around there.
Yeah.
And, I would see them build it, chill around there until I saw them open.
Yeah.
It was packed.
It was packed, huh?
I was like, man, I gotta go.
Yeah.
So now that it's done, I stood in that line for about an hour.
It was wild.
I got my burger and my fries. I went to go sit in my chill spot that I always chill.
Yeah.
And I was watching the In-N-Out eating. I was like, man, this is the best thing I've tasted in so long.
Yeah.
I was like, it was worth the wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When the Frisco one opened, they used, I think there was a Bed Bath & Beyond. So it was like a strip mall, huge parking lot. I'm not even joking. They had In-N-Out Burger employees literally directing traffic amongst these coned off, like a line of people. Hours and hours to get a burger. I'm like, what? I was shocked. We waited probably 3 weeks, and I think even at 3 week mark, we waited 45 minutes for a burger to hit the drive-thru. I'm like, man.
And even now, when I go to that Walmart, it's always packed.
Always packed?
Always packed.
Yeah.
Every time I pass by there, at every hours, because, I've gone in the morning, during lunch, and in the afternoon, it's always packed.
Yeah.
They have cars wrapping around to the exit. And, me and my girl, like, man, this is always packed.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that shows to tell you how good it is.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and, I always tell her, like, no disrespect, but we just passed the Whataburger. No one was there. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody has their favorites. Some people may like McDonald's.
Yeah.
I don't know. Burger King.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, to each his own.
To each his own. That's right.
Yeah, I mean.
All love.
Before I even tasted it In-N-Out, Burger King was my thing.
Yeah.
I like Burger King a lot. And when we went to Florida, we went to the Burger King there and we asked for a Texas Whopper. They're like, we don't have that here.
Yeah.
What? You're a Burger King, but you don't have a Texas Whopper? Well, we have this, we have that.
Did they say they had a Florida Whopper?
No. We had to show
Some alligator patty.
we had to show them how to make the Texas Whopper inside of the Burger King.
Gotcha.
And so they made one for everybody that was there that wanted one.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And we were like, oh, we feel right at home.
Heck yeah.
Even though we're, so many miles
that's
away.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Burger King does have that slogan. Is it my way?
Have it your way?
Have it your way. There you go. So you went to Florida and ordered a Texas Whopper.
Yes.
And you had it your way.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, hey, enough about burgers. Let's jump into talking about this Integra back here. So I know it's a 1994 Acura Integra. So tell us a little bit about it. Like, how long have you had it? What have you done to it?
I've had it for, I want to say, almost 2 years.
Okay.
A year and a half. Coming up on March, it will be 2 years. And it was technically a birthday present. Because I had another Integra that I sold. When I bought this one, it was about 2 years.
Yeah.
And I sold it. And I regretted it every day. And my wife saw it in my face. And, she was like, you know what? I'll pay the rent this month.
Yeah.
You buy your car. I spent hours and hours looking for different Integras and, just scrolling through and finding like these clean ones.
Yeah.
I go see them. They don't run so good. They want too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I saw this one. It was posted for $3,500.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, it's real beat up for $3,500.
Yeah.
So I skipped it. And so I kept looking. And then I think 2 days later, it dropped to $2,500. So they took $1,000 off. Okay. I started talking to him. What's wrong with it? He said, oh, well, the suspension's kind of shot. The bushings are shot and other stuff. But you want to come look at it.
Yeah.
Where are you? You sent me the address. I'm like, that's technically Oklahoma. I was like, man, I don't know. I would have to, make an actual day to go. So I told my wife, she was like, okay, we can go on your day off. It was like 2-hour trip, probably even more. Get there, I see it. The driver's side wheel is like falling off.
Oh my gosh.
It only had one lug stud on it. And so I'm like, man, I can't drive this.
Yeah.
So the guy's like, you can turn it on, have it running. I turned it on, had it running the whole time we were talking for about a good hour. And I knew the car was good.
Yeah.
Because I looked in his driveway, and he had an all-original 2001 Integra.
Oh.
He said he bought it off the showroom floor.
Yeah.
And still had it there. I was like, okay, so what's done to this one? And he said he bought it for his son. His son was, at that time, like 17.
Yeah.
He was about to turn 18 and go to the Army. But he bought it for him for high school. It was his first car. He was like, I bought it for him, took it to North Carolina, to my brother's shop, put a motor in it, and put a trans in it. Yeah. Because the one that was in it was blown up.
Gotcha.
So he was like, once I did that, I put a regular eBay exhaust on it and some little goodies on it. Not even 3 months later, he comes home, the car's falling apart. He's like, you know what? It's almost a month left to school. Why don't you put it for sale? Whatever they give you, accept it. Yeah. And so I was talking to his son, and he was like, he really hated his son for neglecting the car.
Gotcha.
He was like, man, this dumbass. Every sentence that came out of his mouth started with this dumbass. And his son was like, he was a big Army Asian dude, like real big. And so his son was standing right next to him. He was saying that. Yeah. I was laughing inside so bad. I didn't want to show it. But he was like, I gave it to him thinking he was going to fix it up. Yeah. Because he said he was a car guy in his day. And he had like a 500 horsepower Integra. And so I thought he was going to do the same thing. Like, no, he just destroyed the car. I said, you know what? How about we do a deal? I looked at the car. I looked at how much I had to put into it. Yeah. Take $700. As long as it's gone by Saturday, it's yours. Like, can I pick it up Saturday?
What?
I was like, can I pick it up Saturday? He's like, as long as it's gone by Saturday midnight, it's yours for $700. Showed up Saturday morning with the tow truck, picked it up, $700. Took it to my job. Yeah.
Wow. Went from $3,500 to $2,500 to get the car for $700.
Yes.
Nice. Well done. Well done.
And almost the same story with my old Integra. That one was a 4-door.
Yeah.
And I bought that one, broken axle and broken upper control arm.
Yeah.
Guy had it for $2,500. I got it for $900.
Dang.
Yeah. And
I'm offering too much when I buy these cars.
Yeah, I start pointing things out,
Yeah,
because I work on cars every day.
Yeah.
So I know how much something will cost
Absolutely.
and take.
Yep.
No, I'm not fixing to buy a car for $2,500 that I know is worth way less than $2,500.
Right. Right.
I basically just bought the motor and the trans.
Yeah.
Because they were still new. It still had 100,000 miles on them.
Gotcha.
Because he said he put it in, it had 90,000. He said the tach read like 230. Because the car has over 200,000 miles.
Gotcha.
But, the motor doesn't. He said that when he put the motor in, 90,000, the tach read 230. When I got it, it was a little over 230. So it was around 100,000. Now it's like 120,000.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I technically just bought the motor and the trans. The first thing I bought was the lower control arms. I bought lower control arms for the front. There were some eBay ones because they was the only ones I could find right off the bat.
Gotcha.
There were extended lower control arms, aluminum.
Yep.
I liked them, but they did not last at all.
Oh, no.
Not even, I want to say 3 months later, I was having problems with them.
Oh, really?
Every day I was like, man, I can't be dealing with this. Like I had to put spacers on them and do all this stuff.
Interesting. Yeah.
And so until I invested some money to get some True Hearts.
Yeah.
Because those aren't that cheap.
Yeah.
So once I put the True Hearts in, I felt more confident. But then my suspension was too stiff and I broke the upper control arm.
Gotcha.
The literally split. I was driving and the car's doing this.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is it doing that? I jacked it up. You see, because it's a wishbone suspension.
Right.
This part on the driver's side snapped in half. I looked at them, eBay control arms.
Yeah.
They came with the car.
Yeah.
I was like, whatever. I ordered some, another set of eBay ones.
Yeah.
Like that supposedly were better. Lasted me 2 weeks. I was like, man. I went with Megan's.
Yeah.
I got Megan Racing upper control arms.
Yeah.
I still have them on.
Yeah.
And that was like about almost a year ago.
That's cool.
And I have, I had the True Heart lower control arms, the Megan's upper in the front. I have the Max Speeding Rod coilovers. They're pretty good. A lot of people talk down on them.
Yeah.
But I haven't had any problems. This is my second set because the first set I bought off of this guy that said they were good, but they were blown.
Gotcha.
I put them on. Everything started leaking like the second day I put them on.
Yeah.
So I bought this other set. Funny thing about that, me and my older brother drove to Louisiana to get them.
Oh, jeez.
Because I got them for $100.
Yeah.
They're normally like $300 or something.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I don't have $300. I have like $150, $180.
It's amazing how far we will go when we want something.
So I was like, I'll make it. You know, $100 for the coilovers and then the rest in gas.
Yeah.
And food. Dude, I made it home with $10 in my wallet.
There you go.
I was like, man, perfect.
There you go.
It was like a 4-hour trip.
Yeah.
Me and my brother were tired. My plan was go over there, get them, and put them on the car. I didn't put them on to the next day.
Oh, really?
I was like, man, I'm too tired.
It's a long drive, round trip.
Yeah. And then, I have Skunk 2 lower control arms in the rear, ASR subframe brace, and just the, what is it? Speed Daddy tie bar.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
eBay brand, but that doesn't need to do too much.
Yeah.
As long as it holds together, that's the only thing I'm really looking for is the sway bar. I've been looking and I read the reviews, and oh, this one's not that good with this one's not that good with that.
Rear sway bar?
Rear sway bar.
Yeah.
And what I found was the other day when I was messing with the upper controllers, because I have skunk 2 upper control arms too in the rear. One of the bushings on the lower control arms is blown. So I was thinking about getting a whole new setup in the rear.
Yeah.
Like everything be neochrome.
Yeah.
And it comes with the sway bar.
Ah, gotcha.
So I'm waiting to get that to get the sway bar.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna sell my older brother. I already talked to him. Sell him the subframe brace and the tie bar for his Turbo Civic.
There you go.
Yeah. So, you know, it works out both ways.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what about? Is that everything you've done to the suspension so far?
Yeah, everything to the suspension. And I have strut bar in the front. I don't have one in the rear because of my subs.
Gotcha.
Because I have 2 12-inch with the bandpass box.
Yeah, yeah.
Audio bombs. I've been wanting those speakers since I saw them in my dad's Cutlass.
Yeah.
Where I think I was like 10.
Yeah.
Ever since I saw them, I want those.
There you go.
When I got the opportunity to, the crazy thing was I found them on OfferUp. We were in Mesquite at a party.
Yeah.
I found them for $100. Told my wife, I'll be back.
You left the party.
It was literally 5 minutes down the street.
There you go. Heck
I
yeah.
bought them, came back. She was like, what'd you do?
Yeah.
I had nothing.
Yeah.
She pops the trunk to put some stuff in there. Where did these come from? Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. And, you know, I got them with a Hyphonics amp. Thanks to my friend, Johnny. I saved his car from getting impounded.
Oh, wow.
So he gave me that.
Yeah.
Amp didn't last too long. It blew. And it was an old amp.
Yeah.
And so now I have a 3,000 watt, a Heritage amp. And, you know, the speakers push out 1,000 watts together. So it sounds pretty good. You know, I have, Pioneer speakers on the door and in the back. And then it just has a Boss radio.
Gotcha.
Like the Walmart one.
Yep.
It came with it.
Yeah.
So I haven't touched it.
Hey, as long as it works, right?
Yeah,
It plays music.
Yeah.
You're good to go.
Yeah. A lot of people talk to me like, aren't you going to change the radio?
Yeah, right.
Like, I want to.
Yeah.
In order for it to sound super good, I have to turn it up to like 40.
Oh, really?
But, you know, at 30, it sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
But for it to sound real good, it's like at 40.
Yeah.
And that bugs me because I'm like, I don't want to be, turn it all the way up, sound good.
Yeah.
And then turn it all the way down. And so I've been looking at Alpines and other ones.
Right.
Because in my other Integra, I had 2 Rockford Fosgate 12s.
Yep.
And I had an Alpine radio on it. And that sounded perfect.
Yeah.
I would turn it up to 10. I didn't have to go any higher.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what but that's later. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, like I said, man, if it plays music, it'll get you through, you know.
Yeah.
It's not like it's preventing the car from getting point A to point B,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, that's true.
So take care of the things you need most and, you know, it's obviously looking good going down the road. And then the color, what's the color? Is this a factory color?
No.
Okay.
It is actually root beer brown.
Root beer brown.
It is from, I know it's a Ford color.
Okay.
I have the thing at my job. I have the gallon. It says it on there. It's a Ford color. I don't know what car it comes from, but it's root beer brown.
Interesting.
A lot of people call it like beer bottle brown or whatever. And so one day, like we were talking about earlier, I have that one, and I had a whole gallon of Toyota Blue from a Camry that I had just painted.
Yeah.
So I said, which one do I do? I had another hood. I painted the hood the blue.
Yep.
And I painted the fender the brown, both of the fenders. I rode with the hood for a while, see how it looked.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I had it for about a month.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it. So I said, you know what? Let's do the brown.
Yeah.
And the rear right quarter panel was dented in. It was all like, dented in because of the guy that had it. So I had to fix that. It's like, okay, I can knock out 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah.
I fixed that. And then the next week, I painted it. Once I laid the coats down, I was like, man, this looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Without any clear. Even though I wanted to clear it. I cleared the fenders. That's why you see the fenders that are clear.
Yeah.
But I ran out of clear trying to spray the car.
Gotcha.
I had the bumper, the Type R bumper that I actually bought off of a friend. And that one, I had enough clear to do that bumper, but not the rest of the car. So the bumper, not this one, the other one, and the fenders are clear. Everything else looks matte.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, everybody asks me if it's a wrap.
Oh, do they?
Everybody, man, where'd you get that wrap?
Yeah.
Nice wrap.
Yeah.
It's not a wrap.
Yeah. This is real paint.
Yeah, I'm like, it's actually painted, but it doesn't have a clear coat.
Yeah.
And I've been meaning to repaint it.
Yeah.
I just haven't had time.
And you would keep the same brown color?
Same
the root beer
brown color.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
My final color is either going to be white, like champion white.
Gotcha.
Or it's going to be like a plum crazy purple.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. And my other Integra, I painted it matte plum crazy purple.
Yeah.
And I liked it.
Yeah.
But that faded real fast.
Oh, did it fade?
Yeah, because of the no clear coat on it.
Yep.
So, this time I would actually put gloss on it if I would do it. I'm pushing to the champion white.
Yeah.
But my wife is like, do the purple. She liked it when I had the other one purple.
Yeah.
So she was like, do the purple. I'm like, we'll see when I get there. The only
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah. I was like, if I get a car that comes in and has a color that matches it, and I get to paint it and I have paint left over, I'll do it. I was like, but for me to go to the store and buy it, I'm not going to do it. That's another story with the champion white.
Yeah.
I'll go buy that and put it on. But
Now you've mentioned a few times about having a car come in and it was blue, and then having another car come in. So do you paint cars at your place of business?
Well, we used to.
Okay.
Not anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, because we deal with a lot of old schools, but then the casual cars come in.
Yeah.
And people come in. Oh well, I hit a curb, and I messed up my suspension. And along with that, I messed up the fenders, the hood, and the bumper.
Gotcha.
So why not do everything in-house?
Yeah.
I talked to my boss, and I'm like, why don't we do everything in-house? For a good 6 months, we were doing that. Our main painter that was painting at the time passed away. That's the one you see on the window.
Gotcha.
That's not Adam West.
Gotcha.
That's him.
Yeah.
We always called him Batman because of his name, Adam West.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he passed away with COVID.
Oh, he did?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
His girlfriend was with him. He had asthma, and they were in his apartment.
Yeah.
And they found him. She saw him choking.
Yeah.
He couldn't breathe. He couldn't find his inhaler, and yeah.
Sorry to hear that, man. That's unfortunate.
And that week we were supposed to repaint the car to clear it.
Yeah.
Because I had bought the clear.
Yeah.
But that happened, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave it like that.
Yeah.
Because that's the way he helped me leave it.
Gotcha.
Because he helped me paint it and stuff, and once he passed away, my boss was like, I don't think we're gonna keep doing that.
Yeah.
So we got in contact with Texas Body Works, which is down the street.
Yeah.
So we send the cars there. Once we finish everything, they repaint it.
I gotcha.
Yeah, but
team effort, I guess.
Yeah, I can paint, but he'd rather have two people painting one car than one person painting it.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is business. I don't know how he wants to run it.
Yeah.
I could still be painting cars there, but it's all up to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to repaint my car, I can repaint it whenever. It's just I have no time. And, he's like, I asked him, probably 4 months ago. He's like, I told him, hey, can I repaint my car? Oh, yeah, when are you going to do it? I don't know. I'm just asking you.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, whenever you're gonna do it, just let me know. And he asked me like every month, when are you gonna repaint your car? And I'm like, I don't know yet.
Now you're at an automotive repair shop over in Carrollton. You're actually right around the corner from Tint Star, our buddy Rob's Tint Star.
Yes.
What's the name of the business that you're at?
Candrell Car Care.
So before we started recording, I had mentioned that I passed that place all the time. And one thing you guys are known for is actually working on the old school stuff, because we always see Chevelles, Impalas, Corvettes, like old school, like the old school Stingrays, the 60s stuff. So that's really cool. It's hard to find shops like that work on muscle cars and old school classics. And you know, most shops nowadays, if you can't plug a computer into it, they're like, what is a carburetor?
Yes. I've been working there for 9 years now. And when I started there, the old schools drew me in.
Yeah.
I didn't really know how to work on them.
Yeah.
It's mostly new cars. I had just got out of school. You know, I did like 3 years of automotive in school. So I knew all about the new cars, not so much about the old cars.
Right.
So I started learning there. And now, I mean, I can rebuild any car that's there, like with my eyes closed.
Yeah.
But there's some things that I still struggle with, but most of the stuff, like, the Chevelle I was telling you about.
Right. Yep.
I've touched everything on it from the motor all the way back.
Yeah.
Only thing is the transmission and the rear end. Everything else I've touched. And then on the 65 Mustang too. And the only thing I haven't touched on that is the internals of the motor. The transmission, the rear end, the suspension, all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have a Grand Prix there, 74 Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Me and one of the co-workers there just finished doing everything. We shined everything up. Like, we put everything chrome under the hood.
Okay.
Like, we put aluminum heads on it. We put, the chrome valve covers, chrome intake, chrome air cleaner, and then put a serpentine belt kit.
Yeah.
Because, those have 3 belts.
Oh, yeah.
So we turned it to serpentine, everything chrome.
Yeah.
Only problem we're having is that there's only 2 companies that make headers for that head.
Oh, really?
And those headers do not fit.
Yeah.
So we're fabricating the headers to fit the car.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so we're still in the process of that. We put a custom exhaust from, the headers back already. Put drop spindles on it. And he wants to go with, a disc conversion in the rear, but not right now.
Yeah.
And later on in the line.
That'd be cool, man. That sounds like a cool build. 74 Grand Prix, you don't see them too often.
Yeah, and the boss has 2 Chevelles.
Yeah.
72 and a 70. The 72 runs, not so good.
Yeah.
But the 70 doesn't run. It's a shell, no motor, no trans. But you look at the suspension, everything's done on the suspension.
Yeah.
That car's been there since I've been there. Like, way before I got there, it was sitting there.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I know the backstory to it. And we try to work on it. Once we do, customers just start piling in, so the car gets pushed to the side.
My first car in high school was a 70 Chevelle, man. I got a soft spot for 70 Chevelles.
Yeah. Awkward enough, me being an import guy, my 2 dream cars is the 70 Charger and an 85 Cutlass Supreme.
All right. Both good choices. Both good choices.
The reason why I want a Cutlass, my dad had about 6 of them.
Yeah.
And he had 4 when we lived in Seattle.
Yeah.
And he had 2 here. I fell in love with them.
Your dad and I would get along because I love a good G-body. Like, I love them. The luxury sport Monte Carlos from 86 to 88 got to be my absolute favorite. Not the SS, but the luxury sport. Mm-hmm. And they had this Euro front end. Yeah. I've had a lot of those. I've had a lot of Chevelles, Camaros. I mean, been flipping cars for 20 plus years as a hobby. Plus some I just kept for a long time and drove. Yeah. I don't know, man. I think buying that first Chevelle in high school, I became like an addict. I really did. I was addicted to it. Yeah. But took shop and, never really wanted to work on cars per se because I didn't want to lose the passion for them. Mm-hmm. In the sense that I didn't want to work for a shop. You know what I mean? I loved pulling the motors. I loved pulling the transmissions. I liked working on my own cars. But like we talked before we started recording, you get older, right? Yeah. You have kids, you start businesses, and all of a sudden you're like, you just don't have the time to work on them anymore. And then you're just taking them to shops, Yeah, there's an unfortunate side because I'd rather be hands-on. Mm-hmm. But on the flip side, I can't do half the stuff that I'm having done anyway. I'm not that talented. I don't have the tools. You know, we are talking a little bit different than 20 years ago. So technology and cars have come a long way, and the things that I want to do with them, you know, I obviously can't do that kind of work. So, but that's pretty cool.
We have a lot of people that bring their cars in.
Yeah.
That are, you know, older. They're like, you know, 50s plus.
Yep.
And they can't really move that fast like us. And they have that mentality still. They're like, you know, I want this, and this done to it, but I can't do it.
Yep.
So they pay us to do it, you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that I know that are younger, they're like, I'd rather you do it because you know what you're doing. I kind of don't know what I'm doing. Even though we're the same age.
Yeah.
I'm like, I guess, you know.
And, you know, so, and I'm sure you've seen these things in certain shops. It's like, hey, it's $100 an hour. If you touched it, it's $150.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The whole little joke.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes, you know, you have to admit, if you feel like it's beyond what you're capable of, it's actually smart to say, hey, here's my money. You have the knowledge, you have the experience, you have the tools to fix it and make it how I want, versus me going to screw it up. Then I break something. It's costing me more money, more of my time. So, you know, there's that whole like bought, not built and all that stuff. I know people are really into that. At the end of the day, I think you should do whatever you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable working on your car, cool, work on your car. Because I'll tell you, when I got my Chevelle, I blew the first 307 motor that was in it. I went to Kmart. It's like a Walmart. I don't know. Some people don't even know what a Kmart is, to be honest with you. Went to Kmart, bought all these like benchtop tools from Taiwan, took over my parents' garage, had no earthly idea what I was doing. Never pulled a motor. Bought some 350 small block, yanked the motor out, painted the engine bay, stuffed it back in there. That's how I learned, you know, and trial and error. I didn't have money to go take it to a shop and have somebody do it. But some people aren't as adventurous, you know. Now that motor didn't last me very long. I threw in a motor that was still no good, but I didn't know, you know. But you learn. You learn. So
you live and you learn.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, like, I mean, I grew up in the era of built, not bought.
Yeah.
So I do everything to my car.
Yeah.
Like, you know, in my old Integra, I built the motor. Put cams in it, lifters, valves, and all that. That thing was fast. Like, for all the little that I did, it was like high hundreds, low 200s. And the car, you know, it weighs like 2,000 pounds.
Right.
I was beating turbo Civics and, like, you know, SIs, GSRs, and it was just a non-VTEC. You know, B18B, non-VTEC. It was beating people, and these guys were getting mad. And I remember when the Mustangs, the 5.0s, the new ones came out, I think it was like in 2015. He was my neighbor when I was living with my in-laws. Every time he would pass by, just rev it at me, right? So one day, I'm cleaning the car, he revs it. I'm like, hey, you know, you want to race? And he just takes off. Okay. So I go to work. On my way back from work, I'm sitting at the light. Guess who pulls up? That Mustang pulls up. I said, man, you're not getting out of this. We took off. I got him by a car. And then we did a roll. I got him by 2 cars. I was like, man. 2 days later, I see an Audi. Where's the Mustang? I sold it and bought this. You want to race? That made me so happy. I'm like, I made him sell his Mustang to buy an Audi because I beat him. I was laughing so hard. I had that Integra for about 7 years. I got it when just the end of my high school, like end of senior, because before that, me and my brother shared a truck. We had a GMC Sierra 94. It was on airbags.
Gotcha.
They had a Cadillac front end. And they had a shaved rear bumper, and, you know, everything in the bed was tucked up. And, man, that thing was beautiful. You know, unfortunately, we lost it. You know, it got wrecked.
Oh, really?
And it got impounded, and we couldn't get it back. So after that, I had bought a Civic. Had that for a while. It kept breaking down. I had just learned about Hondas when I got it with that Civic.
Yeah.
Before that, I was, all about, newer cars or V8s.
Yeah.
Once I got the Civic, I was like, man, how do you do this? And once I learned it, it was like the back of my hand.
Yeah.
I was taking it apart. I think I changed the head gasket like 3 times on it until I changed the water pump, head gasket, clutch, radiator, fans. I put, one, because, those have the little radiators. Put one fan in the front, one in the back. I had just fixed everything. The day before someone came to look at it, I hadn't drove it, right? I just drove it to the store and back.
Yeah.
This guy drives it like a bat out of hell. I did not want to sell it.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I don't want to. My brother's like, you have to, man. You already put so much money into it. This is, the point where you get to where, you're going to at least get some money back from it.
Yeah.
I sold it. And after that, well, I think 2 days later, I found a 95 sedan.
Yeah.
95 Civic sedan with the first gen Integra motor. No, second gen Integra, which is the B18A1.
Okay.
I've known that those motors to not handle that good.
Yeah.
But this guy told me he had 90,000 miles on it. So I trusted him. I went to go test drive it with him.
Yeah.
Did a couple pulls, and it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Gave him the money. It was kind of sketch because, it's a Civic with B series, and he only wanted $1,200 for it. So I was like, why do you only want $1,200 for it? Whatever. Get on the freeway, not even 5 minutes on the freeway.
Oh.
Throws a rod. Cylinder 3.
No.
Just, wow. There was this CRX trying to race me. When my brother had a turbo Integra at that time, he was behind me. CRX was trying to race me. And my brother was trying to get his attention, like, race me.
Yeah.
Don't race him. So I downshifted, took off. As soon as I got to like 70, I started losing all power. I was like, what is going on? So I downshifted, wah, bah! I saw smoke, pulled over, popped the hood. I was like,
Jeez.
no! Man, it was a pretty clean car because it was like tan.
Yeah.
It was like matte tan.
Yeah.
You're gonna laugh. It had ostrich interior.
It did?
Yeah, the door panels, the dash, the interior, the seats, everything was. So I go back to the guy's house and I tell him, hey, motor blew up. I didn't even make it, not even 5 minutes down, down on the freeway. He was like, what? Yeah, at first he tried to act surprised. And then he was like, oh, yeah, motor was kind of messed up. So he gave me my money back. I took him to where the car was, and I gave him like $200 so he could tow the car back home. That same night, I'm sitting on my bed like, man, I gotta find a car.
Yeah.
I was still at school at the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, I gotta go to school on Monday. This is Saturday. Gotta find a car. So I'm looking. I find the Integra that I had.
Yeah.
The 4-door. Once I buy it, I bought it, got it towed to where I lived at. There was a little shop there. He let me fix my car there, so I put an axle and upper control arms. And thanks to my older brother, he had a shell from an EG hatch.
Yeah.
And he gave me his upper control arms, which were skunk twos, threw them on. All I had to pay for was the axle, $80. So I basically paid $980 for that car.
Yeah.
Had it driving the same day. I was driving up and down. The next day, I went to school with it.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, and man, little by little, as a high schooler, I started putting things to it.
Right,
People were like, oh, it looks like a piece of junk, because it was beat up when I bought it. The guy had plastic dipped it all black.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. I
I'm
didn't
not a
like
big fan of the plastic dip.
neither.
I don't know. There's something about it. I've seen some really cool ones done, but majority of the plastic dip jobs I've seen have been rough.
Like, I would understand if it was a good job.
Yeah.
But this was like, spots missing and half of it was peeling off.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm going to stick with it as long as I can.
Yeah.
I built the motor, put a different clutch in there, got it tuned. Man, when I took it to get it tuned, I took it to Fong at Redline and Arlington.
Yeah.
He calls me. He's like, hey, your distributor blew up. Like, what? He's like, the rotor broke in there and broke the cap.
Yeah.
Send me a picture. Man. So he put a new cap and rotor.
Yeah.
calls me again. The distributor blew up. Like the distributor on the inside.
Wow.
So I had to go to Honda, buy a new one.
Yeah.
Put plugs, wires, did everything to it. And then he's like, your clutch is slipping. I was like, man, you know what? Just put a clutch. I was like, I wanted to put it in.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's going to cost me way more to get it towed home.
Right.
Put the clutch on and then, bring it back to him. And it's going to take longer. So I was like, just do it there. That was the only time I let someone else touch my car.
Yeah.
And that was Fong because he's the Honda guru.
Gotcha.
If you know Fong, and he's the best with Hondas.
Yeah.
He won import face-off like 5 years in a row.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I trust him.
Yeah.
He did the clutch. He gave me the dyno sheet. I was surprised.
Yeah.
I did not expect to see what was on that dyno sheet.
Gotcha.
It was like, low hundreds, low 200s, high hundreds.
Yeah.
I was expecting to see 110, 120.
Gotcha.
It blew my expectations out the door. And he told me, this dyno is off by a little.
Yeah.
Just add 10, 20 to it. And if I added those 10, 20, it was like at 210, 220.
Yeah.
So no wonder I was beating everybody.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, but after that, I drove that car, no problems, until the oil pump went out.
Yeah.
Oil pump went out. I changed the oil pump, and as I'm changing the oil pump, I'm looking at my phone, and this was, before Texas Show Promoters, and I see this meet is in Garland, and everybody's talking about going to it. Everybody's sending it. I gotta go.
Yeah.
I put it together, and in the rush, the front main seal, I didn't put it in all the way. I'm driving over there just pouring oil out. I get there, big old puddle. I had two 5 gallons of oil. I'm making it to this beat. It was worth it.
Dedication.
It was like a Walmart parking lot.
Yeah.
Just packed.
Yeah.
With everything from trucks, cars, SUVs, everything. I was like, man, it was worth it. We were there from 6 o'clock to midnight. Yeah. Till the cops got there, like, all right, y'all gotta go. And that was, I want to say, the biggest meet I've been to. Yeah. And I go back home, so I gotta fix this. I take it apart. It destroyed the whole inside of the oil pump. Yeah. And so I just got it. Took it to get it warranted. We got another pump, put it on there, and it was running just fine. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm just glad it didn't hurt anything. Yeah. Because, if I would have run it just a little bit out of oil, rod bearings would have went out and all that. Yeah, so. Yeah.
Well, you touched base on going to a meet at Walmart. What do you think of the car scene now? We usually touch base on that during our podcast. The look on your face.
I mean, I don't know if you remember Rice Killer.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the high point of car meets.
Gotcha.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I went to every Rice Killer meet.
Yeah.
And at that time, Mondays Don't Suck started too. Yeah,
Mondays Don't Suck been around that long? Uh-huh.
Because
really?
I remember
I had
they
no
made
idea.
one. I want to say, they made one. I think it was at a Jimmy John's or something like that. And it was Rice Killer. I went up there and I started hearing about a Mondays Don't Suck. I don't know if it was actually
interesting.
That,
Yeah.
And I got there. It was on a Monday. Yeah. I get there. I met the guy, Jared. I was cool with him. I don't know where Rice Killer just went away. I don't know where it went. I remember they had every Thursday, every first Thursday of the month or last Thursday. Yeah. They had it at the back 9.
Yeah. Did you used to go to that?
Yeah.
I used to go to that too. That's so wild.
I live down the street from there on, probably 2 minutes from there. So I would go up there every day. Every time they had it, I would go up there. I was there every meet.
Yeah, what a trip.
I remember they had, I forgot what meet it was, but it was a Rice Killer meet. Yep. I get there, everybody's there. Yeah. I see people that I haven't seen in years there. Man.
Yeah, Jared definitely put on some good meets. And it's interesting. I reached out to Jared because I used to go to a lot of the Rice Killer stuff too. And I had reached out to him, and this is probably maybe about 2-3 years into TSP. I think we had already done a slam, and just reached out. Him and I had lunch, and kind of talked to him about Rice Killers and where it went and what happened and all that stuff. And I won't get into that because that's his business, and he may or may not want to share that. But it was just interesting because I think that ran for like 10 years. It was a long time.
I remember,
and having done similar things like working with restaurants or places of entertainment to host meets, and that I don't, unless you've hosted something like that and you've worked with managers or owners of businesses or the police department, and it is a lot of work to host a meet. I know a lot of and I hope nobody gets offended by it, but a lot of these young guys think like, oh, I'm just going to roll up into the Walmart parking lot and have a meet. It doesn't really work like that. You can't just invade somebody's space. You can't just use somebody's space. Like, there's certain channels you have to go through. You should be calling the police. You should have them drive through, have some presence. My son and I went to a couple meets on Saturday, and I got to tell you, I was utterly disappointed. We weren't there 15, 20 minutes, and the revving started. It was just, and then this guy started, this guy did it, this guy wanted to outdo this guy. And it's like, I get it. Some people like that. They like to see the shooting flames, but it's so loud, you can't even really carry on a conversation. It's not like two people being competitive next to each other at a car show or a place where that's allowed. You're ruining it for everybody else. And so we have a thing like anytime there's some shenanigans, anybody's getting out of control, we're out. That's our cue. We're gone.
It's I've gone to meets where it's 45 minutes to an hour away, and then they start doing that. And it's just like a waste of time. I just wasted a whole hour of my life coming here. And then you do this. That's why I don't really go to meets that are farther than a certain distance. Because it's just not worth it anymore. Because you're gonna get there and someone's gonna ruin it, or there's gonna be a better meet on the other side of town. Everybody's gonna be there, and you showed up to the wrong meet.
And you don't really know what's a good meet, what's not a good meet, unless there's some sort of feedback somewhere or something.
And I've noticed that you have these Instagram famous people. Like Tien with her was it the Lancer? I've noticed that every meet she goes to, everybody goes to it.
Gotcha.
It's more like, if someone is going to it, everybody's gonna go there. But if they're not going to it, nobody's going.
It's interesting.
We've had a couple of meets, probably 5-6 meets.
Yeah,
and you shared it on there. The most successful one we had was the one we just had at the AutoZone in Carrollton.
Gotcha.
I know the manager there. And, I talked to him. He was like, you can host a meet here anytime. Whenever you want. He was like, I know who you are. I know where you work. If you have any problems with the police, just tell them you know me. And it'll be fine. That first meet we made, cops showed up. I told them what happened. He was like, okay, cool. That was such a cool cop. His Charger flew by, he took off. He just flew by. Wow. I'm like, hey, aren't you gonna do nothing? He was like, he's not hurting anybody. I was like, man, cool cop. So it's like you said, you can't just roll into a parking lot and do that because I've tried that. Let's do a meet here, and then the cops show, hey, y'all gotta go. And so it happens a lot, like at Buc-ee's. And cops show up, or the people from Buc-ee's like, hey, y'all can't do that here. You gotta go because of the people that've gone there. You've had a lot of takeovers go there and start doing donuts and revving and burning out. And I don't condone in takeovers.
No.
I used to like it back when it was at the street races at the warehouses. The warehouse, not bothering anybody.
And I didn't feel those were takeovers.
Yeah.
I didn't feel those were takeovers because you're not taking over an intersection. You're not taking over, a highway. You're in an industrial area. You're with your friends. Nobody's getting run over. Nobody's getting hurt. Nobody's jumping in. So I get that. Like, we all want to kind of see what our cars can do. I get that. I enjoy that too.
We used to call those sideshows.
Sideshows.
Yeah,
There you go.
when I had my Silverado,
Yeah.
I used to be part of the sideshows.
Yeah.
Just whipping it around.
Right.
Having fun.
Yeah.
But once I started doing it in the intersection,
Yeah.
I was like, nah, that's
Yeah.
not for me.
Yeah.
And, plus I had just got this car. And funny thing is, these kids that live in my apartments, their dad has a Ram. And, it's lower, it has billets and all that.
Yeah.
And he goes to takeovers.
Yeah.
And his kids come up to my car almost every day.
Yeah.
Do you drift that car?
Yeah.
Do you drift it? They're kids. So
Yeah.
I can't be mean to them and be like, are you serious? So I'm like, no. And one of these days, I want to be like, yeah, I drifted, yeah. Me knowing I can't even drift that, not even if I wanted to. Yeah, but, it's just funny to see, how kids are so amazed by something so simple. Like someone doing a burnout, doing the donut.
Yeah.
And they want to see every car in the world do that. If your car doesn't do it, it's not cool.
Yeah.
I grew up where you either drag race or you show your car.
Yeah.
And, it almost happened back to back. We had a car meet. After the car meet, we would go race. And it was like that. And, now it's, all these laws coming out about street racing. And they're mixing up the, takeovers of street racers.
Yeah.
You can't really do nothing anymore. And then, the tracks, there's only like 2 tracks around here. Mm-hmm. You got the one in Ennis, and then you got the Yellow Belly. We go to Yellow Belly a lot.
The one that opened in Ferris too, Extreme.
I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, Extreme. No. There's one in Ferris that's even closer than Ennis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But Yellow Belly is not that far from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we go to Yellow Belly a lot, but it gets packed, dumb packed. Like you can't even be in the, pulling up to the lane because you got people right next to your car.
Gotcha.
And I've seen where trucks pull up, take off, axle comes flying off, wheel comes hitting somebody.
Oh, really?
And they try to, blame the people. It's like, you're standing there. You're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Like, this is for the cars only.
I always wondered about that because the pictures you see and the videos you see from Yellow Belly, there's always people around the cars when they're taking off.
Yeah.
You don't see that at any other track. And I always felt like, man, it's just one drive shaft snapping, it's axle snapping, it's a tire blowing and coming back and hitting somebody. It's like, there should be some sort of safety parameters there.
Yeah.
That's just an old guy talking, but what do I know?
No, yeah, I mean, the rule is if you have this color bracelet, you can go into the pits. So
But is that the pits though?
Yeah, behind
that's where you're actually racing.
Yeah, but you can be anywhere there if you have that color bracelet. They don't care.
Do you sign your life away, some sort of waiver?
You sign a waiver. You sign your name on there.
Yeah.
They give you it. And, if you want to just watch, they give you one. You can't get in there.
Gotcha.
But if you want to race and watch, they give you 2. You have both of them. You can go into there.
Yeah.
And, smart people, they go, they race, and they go sit back down to the stands. Then you got these, not so smart people standing right next to the cars, and they're trying to place bets on the car, and it doesn't end well. Especially on Thursday nights, they call it grudge night. Thursday nights. So you got people betting and stuff.
Yeah.
That's why you hear about these shootouts and fighting there at Yellow Belly.
In all the years I've been here, I've never been to Yellow Belly.
I mean, it's an experience. It's a good experience on Sunday.
Yeah, on Sunday.
Not Thursday.
Yeah, gotcha.
Sunday, you take the family.
Yeah.
Thursday, not so much. Thursday, you go by yourself. And if you're not racing, do not bring your race car.
I gotcha. Yeah, but Thursday comes strapped.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah, because if you bring the race car on Thursday and you're not racing, someone's going to force you to race.
Gotcha.
You're going to pay for your race pass.
Yeah.
And force you to get on the track to race.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah, so we've seen that happen
Yeah.
plenty of times. And, when I had my truck, My brother had a Z71 that was slammed with a 6.0 in it.
Yeah.
We pulled up. Hey, I want to race you. I'll pay for your race pass.
Yeah.
I'll race. No, bro, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
They come back with the race pass. Hey, I paid for your race pass. This race. No, bro, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to race. And, and so you're standing there like, should I do it? Should I not do it? Like, so that's why you go up there in the daily.
Yeah.
No one's going to bother you.
There you
just
go.
watch them
Just
race.
I have to go check it out one of these days.
You watch them race.
Yeah.
You watch them fight.
Yeah.
You just don't get in between it.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, I remember growing up, going to Texas Motor Speedway with my dad.
Yeah.
Watching the funny cars race, and then I don't know what they're called, the skinny ones. Like
top fuel? Top fuel? Yeah.
We used to watch those all the time. Like every time they would come to the Texas Motor Speedway, my dad would buy the tickets. And then when they would have the O'Reilly's Autorama, he would take us there.
Oh yeah.
And so we always had a good time. We were always around cars.
Yeah, that's
cool. Because my
dad
dad was always working on cars.
Is that where you feel like you got most of your inspiration from your dad?
I was like 10, 11, helping him at a shop. Me and my brothers helping him at a shop, helping him around there. It's
cool.
Watching him take out motors, like the regular motors. Then you get these big old blocks. Put them in. Remember, he put I want to say a 455 in his Cutlass.
Yeah.
And I want to say it was pushing like around 700 horsepower. That's what the butt dyno was saying.
Butt dyno.
Yeah, that thing was fast, man. Like, from what I remember, it was fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my dad built a lot of cool cars. And, everybody around there knew who my dad was. He was respected. And, he moved, down to Mexico, but when he was here, he knew. I tried to learn as much as I could.
Yeah.
Until the point that I couldn't learn from him anymore. When I went to school, I started taking automotive class, started learning even way more.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
And now that I work at the shop, it's like, I want to learn more.
Yeah.
Like more and more. But the thing that gets me down is the electric cars. I don't really want to learn about the electric cars. It's like, I don't know, man. It's like they're taking us out of like the picture, like us car guys that are into like, gas cars. It's like, forget you. We want this.
Yeah.
Like, and then
I don't think. Do you ever think there'd be a world without gas cars? Like,
I don't
ever?
think so.
Like, I don't think so either.
And
you would have to destroy billions of cars, like literally billions, and then you figure how many people still have hot rods and muscle cars, and
I feel like what it's gonna come down to is like you're gonna have to on the weekdays drive your electric car, and then you only can put certain amount of miles on your gas car. Like if you go
like some restrictions, some
like if you get your
stipulations.
inspection, and it's past a certain amount of miles, then you'll get a ticket or something or a citation. I think that's what it'll get to. It won't get to no more gas cars.
Yeah, so gas cars would be limited. Yeah.
Like, but I don't think there'll ever be a world without gas cars, period. Like, but because that would, just become into a shit show.
Personally, what I think is all these people traveling to Mars and building their own rockets and stuff.
Yeah.
So they should take all of their electric cars and everything and just put them on Mars or Moon, and just put them over there. Let us Earthlings over here have our gas-powered vehicles. You take all your rockets and your electronic cars. You just take them to the Moon or Mars, wherever you want to like start a new colony. Yeah. So. But we've talked about burgers, man. We've talked about where you work and all this stuff. We kind of got off track because I know there's way more stuff done to your car than what the suspension. So walk us through the wheels. I see a huge spoiler on the back, a wing. I mean, what's done on the inside? Let's talk about this car.
So motor-wise, it's stock motor.
Okay.
I just have headers and an AEM cold air intake.
Okay.
But it's considered hot air intake because it's still under the hood.
Okay.
It's not, on the bottom. But it's an AEM with a K&N filter. And I have a Megan Racing M1 headers on it, and I have a 2.5-inch exhaust from the Cat all the way back to 3-inch blast pipes that are like 16-inch long.
Okay.
Yeah, and in the interior, I have a Boss steering wheel, like a hub. Then I have the Sparko quick release with I have 2 steering wheels, a Vertex steering wheel that I rarely use. I put it on just for this. And then I have an NRG wood grain, and I use that for daily driving because it's easier to clean.
Gotcha.
The Vertex, not so much, because it has the stitching, the letters, and all that. And I like to take care of that because it took me a while to get it.
Yeah.
And it cost me a pretty penny to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it took me.
It's amazing what people put into steering wheels and the customization, the detail. But, again, when it comes to cars, there's like nothing left undone. I mean, you can customize any part of the car. So I know steering wheels is a big deal.
And the car, when I got it, it was completely tan on the inside.
Yeah.
So I got the door cards black. I got the door, like the inside, the plastic pieces, all black.
Yeah.
And the only thing I need to turn black is the seats, dash, and the carpet.
Okay.
I had the center console black, the armrest black, the handbrake, except for the part that you grab, that's still tan. But everything else is black. And my brother donated me his EG6 seats because he put S2000 seats in his. I'm like, I want the S2000 seats, but I'll take the EG6. But I have yet to put them on because something happened with them. They got seized.
Yeah.
So right now they're just sitting in my living room. I'm taking them apart.
Gotcha.
But soon the whole interior will be black. And if I can find some Recaro seats to put in there, I'm going to. And what I really want to do is put a Miracle X bar, which goes from seatbelt to seatbelt on top. And then it goes down like that.
Gotcha. Yep.
And it acts as a strut bar.
Yeah.
But it's an X, like a big X.
Gives the vehicle more rigidity.
Yes.
You attach your seats to it, the harnesses, right? Yeah.
And then you have the harness bar that runs behind the front seats.
Yeah.
And that makes it even more stiff.
Yeah.
And so I'm still looking into getting that. Reason why I haven't got the Miracle X bar is because my daughter still rides with me.
Gotcha.
And to put the Miracle X bar, I had to do, she can't really sit in there too comfortable.
Yeah.
Because the bar is going to be like right here to her head.
Yeah.
So, and plus I have the subs in the trunk. With that, I had to push the subs further towards the back because the bar is going to sit like, halfway where the subs are.
Right.
So the subs got to come. So that's one of the reasons why I haven't done it.
Sounds like you just need to turn this into a full-blown race car and get yourself a 4-door.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have a CRV.
Yeah.
But, I gave that to my wife.
Yeah.
Because I kind of owe it to her.
Yeah, right?
I blew the head gaskets on her Murano that she had.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of owe her a car.
There you go.
So I gave her the CRV. Though, this is my daily. And I try not to drive it that much.
Yeah.
Because I still have PTSD with my old Integra.
Yeah.
With everything breaking every time I drove it far.
Yeah.
And I still remember the day that I drove to Import Face Off in Ennis.
Yeah.
Me and my older brother and his daughter, his oldest daughter, we went to Ennis in that car. No AC. Man, we were cooked.
Yeah.
It was like 110 outside. We were dying. I was driving with no shoes, no socks.
Yeah.
And when I got there, it looked like I took a shower, man. Yeah, so...
I don't know anybody else who rides with no AC.
Yeah, and so we get there, and I was like, man, I'm surprised nothing has broke, because it was like an hour and a half drive.
Yeah.
It was the longest drive I had put on it.
Yeah.
And we drive it all the way back. Dude, I was like, I think I'm okay.
Yeah.
So I start driving it far, and then out of nowhere, I break the oil pan.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but it wasn't my fault.
Yeah.
I was on the freeway, what was it, on 35. I want to say, 35 by the Louisville Mall. what is that, the Music City Mall?
I think so.
Yeah, well, I was, at that time, it wasn't called Music City Mall. It was called something else. But I'm going, and I'm looking at this truck. Something's telling me to look at this truck. I see the tow hitch doing this. Tow hitch flies off.
No.
Starts heading my way. I turn to dodge it because it was coming this way, so I turn to the left. Bounces off, goes straight under my car.
No.
It just lifted the whole car up. Pull over. I open the door, look under, just oil just pouring out. I was like, the exit's right there. I know my tow truck's not gonna get here in 5 minutes. I don't want to get my car impounded.
Yeah.
Turn it on. I drove it. I drove it to the exit. I was like, please don't make any weird noises. I get to the exit. I turn it off. I roll it into where that Best Buy was.
Yeah.
I roll it in there, park it, wait for my tow truck to get there.
Man.
Ever since then, I've been having PTSD with driving my car far.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So everybody in my crew, they're like, oh, why don't you go to this meet, that meet?
I'll hitch a ride.
I'll tell them.
Yeah.
But they won't understand.
Yeah.
But I don't have that kind of money to where it'll break every day and I'll buy parts for it. But if it breaks here and there, I'll fix it. But if it breaks every day, I don't have that much money to be fixing it back to back. Yeah, I mean, and the wing on it, I had NRG wing on my old Integra. And I always liked the way it looked because of how wide it was. I was looking at them, they went up in price.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can't really get that right now. And I was having a newborn.
Yeah.
I was having, my little baby. So I was like, I'm really tight on money, but I want to buy a wing.
Yeah.
Looked on OfferUp, and I found this guy had that one, eBay wing. I said, please don't be those little wings that are this big.
Yeah.
I get this dude pulls out this huge wing. I was like, whoa, that thing's huge. My wife sees it. What is that? I have it in the CRV. It's like halfway through the car because they can't fit sideways.
Yeah.
It's like right next to the driver's seat. Like I'm driving the wings like right here. And my daughter's like, I can't sit right. It's right in my way. And I put it on and those, they have the walnuts on the inside.
Uh-huh.
And so I tried to put it on like that. I couldn't get myself to do that. In my point of view, it did not look right.
Gotcha.
So I was like, no. I put walnuts on the outside and I put it on like that. At first, I had just put self-tappers.
Yeah.
If you look at it, it didn't work out so good. I got on the freeway one time and it just started lifting up. And the self-tappers came out. I stopped to where there was 2 and 2.
Yeah.
Like 2 on one side, 2 on the other side. I said, man, I got to put some walnuts in here. I put the walnuts in, put the bolts, and stayed on there. It's been on there since. I mean, it's pretty sturdy.
Yeah.
It's
a good choice. It actually looks really good.
It's
I wouldn't say all wings go with the car.
Yeah.
Like we've all seen spoilers and wings that just don't match.
Yes.
That looks tasteful, actually, in my opinion. So,
yeah, and
good choice.
That one, I like it because it has the adjustability to go up and down in the back.
Yeah.
Since it's not really for aero, it's more for show.
Right.
I just have it all the way up in the back. But, other people would, mess around with it and put it other ways. But I'm actually thinking about getting the NRG one once, I get the cash to do it. Because I like those because it's way bigger. They're like twice the size as that.
Yeah.
And it's all carbon fiber.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
so, carbon fiber. Who doesn't want carbon fiber? Yeah. And, I mean, I have the hood spacers on it because, those, they have problems even from the factory that it just has that bottom grill.
Okay.
And all the air gets trapped in there.
Gotcha.
So with the hood spacers, it lets the air travel through and out. And so
Okay. So there's actually a purpose for that. Gotcha.
Yeah. It's not just for show.
Yeah.
Even though if you look at them, they're neochrome.
Yeah.
And they have different sex positions on there.
Oh, they do?
Yes. And
We'll have to get that
and it says,
in the B-roll.
It says, what does it say? the right position for the wind.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
And I mean, I had those on my old Integra, so I got them on this one too.
Yeah.
And then the wheels, they're 15 by 9s with 0 offset.
Okay.
And I see a lot of people that are scared to run 0 offset.
Yeah.
Man, I say, I run 0 offset or no offset.
Yeah.
Like, don't give me no 10 offset, plus 10, plus 15. No, give me a 0 offset.
Yeah.
And give me the widest wheel you can find. I had a by 10 on there, and it was like this far from the coilover in the front, in the back, I mean. And then in the front, I was like that from the spindle, from the fork. It was like that, the wheel. That's how wide that thing was. I had a 185, 55 on it, just like I do here. All you saw was the lip of the wheel. Like the tires like super stretched. Yeah. You see the lip of the wheel. And it's kind of the same thing on this, but not as much as the other one. And so, I mean, I have the 185, 55s. All of them are Firestone Firehawks, except for the driver's side one. And that is because I woke up one day, tire was flat. Put air in it, so it was leaking from the bead. Took it to the tire shop that put it on. Piece of the bead had went missing. I guess when they put it on or something.
Oh, chunk came off?
A chunk came off, and so they're, oh, well, we only have this tire. And I needed the tire to go to work. Whatever, just put it on.
Yeah.
And it looks kind of weird because you see all the Firestones and then you see the other one. But I'm like, whatever. My actual size that I'm trying to go to is a 195/50, but it's real hard to find.
Yeah.
Like, I've gone to all tire shops, and if they have them, it's like way too much. It's like probably $700 for all 4 for 15s.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And I'm like, man, it should be like $200 for all 4.
Yeah.
And because I bought these all for 120.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it was all Firestone.
Yeah.
120, 1 something, because they're common tires. You know,
Gotcha.
185/50.
Yeah.
185/55s are common tires. You find them, you know, on the your regular sedans and stuff. So they're so cheap.
Yeah.
You know, once you get to a specific size like 195/50, 205/50s, they start going up in price because it's like, you know, it's not a regular tire.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and then, I mean, I want to say that's about it on the car because I'm actually planning on putting the turbo, putting Brian Crower cams just like I had in my old Integra, but this time stage 2. I had stage 3 on the other one. I want to put a stage 2 cams, put a turbo, and then put what they call a Frankenstein transmission, which has a LS, GSR, and Type R gears.
Really?
Yeah, so they take the transmission apart, put it all together. So that's what I'm shooting for. I want to be able to, you know, be able to run it and still drive it.
Right.
And just like, you know, I want to be able to go to the track, beat on it, and still be able to drive it home.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Not have to trailer it everywhere. And, yeah.
Got to be able to enjoy them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in order for me to do that, I got to buy a daily. And, you know,
I'm on board with that. Like, you know, full race car, daily. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I want to get a super cheap car. Like, one of my customers has an old Toyota Corolla. Yeah. He's trying to sell it to me for $700. I'm like, man, it's perfect.
You get all these cars for under $1,000. How do you do it, man?
I don't know, man. Yeah, AC works, power steering works. It has manual windows, and all of them work. It's white, you know, regular.
Done deal.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, I'll take it. Yeah. But once I get the cash. And right now, I'm just stacking up in parts. Yeah. Like, I have parts that are ready to go on the car, but I just don't have the time to put them on because since it's my daily, I can't really take it apart. I'm like, well, how am I going to get home? Like, you know, and I can't really take it apart in my apartments. They're not going to be so happy about that.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always wonder how car guys do it living in an apartment with no garage. That's got to be a struggle.
Yes, it is.
That is the struggle. Because where do you work on it? You take it to your shop?
No, I work on it there in the parking lot. They let me. The first thing I asked when I moved in, can I work on my car?
Yeah.
Is there a problem?
Yeah.
Yes, you can work on it.
Oh, that's cool.
The other apartments I lived at, they weren't so happy with it.
Not so much.
I would have to drive it to my job, work on it, and then, drive it back.
Right.
But these apartments, they're pretty cool about it. So they're like, you can work on it.
Yeah.
But, when it's something real big, I drive it to my shop. I take it apart there. And sometimes I had to leave it overnight. Like when I painted it, I had to leave it overnight. And I called my wife. I was like, hey, I need you to come pick me up. She was like, you drove your car over there. What happened? I decided to paint it.
Yeah.
She was like, oh my God. She's like, well, I'm all the way in Irving. You're going to have to wait. So I'm like, I'm not waiting here. I started walking. She picked me up halfway. I was like, man, I can't do this. Like, to be able to take my car apart.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I was like, I'm going to need...
You got to work on getting that Corolla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's about it on the car.
Right.
Oh, and I have 2001 front end with 98 to 2001. The car's a 94. 94 has smaller headlights. The 98 to 2000 has the bigger headlighghts. I have Type R taillights.
Yeah.
Type R rear bumper that's at home. And the whole front clip is from a 01. And I have the shifter. You saw the bandana.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that. And the funny thing was, when I detailed it, like not that long ago, my brother detailed it for me. Found this receipt from 1994 in Houston from a gas station, from Shamrock gas station.
Wow.
Yeah, I found it. I have it in the where the handbrake goes.
Yeah.
I have it right there.
What a trip.
Yeah, like it says it on there. Houston, it has the address.
Yeah.
1994.
What a trip. The year of the car. Man.
Yeah, I have it there. I show it to people and they're like so amazed by it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's amazing what you find in these cars.
Yeah.
It is amazing. Well, one of the questions I typically ask our guests is, so you having built multiple cars, being in the car scene, what advice do you have for somebody just getting their first car, wanting to get into the car scene, build a custom car? What advice you got?
Don't rush into it.
Yeah.
Take your time, decide on what you want to do. Because I know a lot of people that rush into it and they make big mistakes and they just fall out.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't want to deal with cars. I've met a lot of guys that just jump into it, try to throw all their money to the car, and then everything goes sideways.
Yeah.
And I don't want to.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to keep working on it. They abandon the car. They abandon the car scene. They don't want nothing to do with it. So what I say, just take it easy.
Yeah.
One day at a time. You'll stay in the car scene if you do it like that.
Yeah.
Because if you force yourself and, throw all these parts at it, and even if you take it to a shop, they're still going to have problems with it. You're going to be with no money. You're not, man, I don't want to do with this anymore. Yeah. I don't have any money. I barely have money to pay my rent. I barely have this and that. So, I've met too many people like that. So
I can definitely see how you can get frustrating.
Yeah.
And you're wanting to do everything so quickly, and maybe you're impatient, so you're doing it incorrectly. Mm-hmm. Do your homework.
Yeah. So I'm just like, take it easy and build it the way you want it.
Yeah.
Don't go get on social media, on Instagram and all that. Oh, what is cool? If I do this to the car, is that cool? Is this person did this to their car? That's cool. Oh, his car is a ricer just because it doesn't have what this person has.
No, for real though, this is a true and honest statement. It doesn't matter what you build. Mm-hmm. There will be haters.
Yes.
It doesn't matter.
Yes.
It does not matter what you own, what you drive, how you built it, how you didn't build it. Someone's going to dislike it, whatever. So build it the way you want it. Yeah. You're not building it for everybody else anyway. You know?
I get people, calling my car a ricer.
Yeah.
Because I have the big wing and, all the stuff on it. Oh, it's a ricer. And because I don't race it.
Yeah.
It's mainly I just cruise it around. I keep up to like Toyota 80, the Scion FRSs and BRZs.
Yeah.
I keep up to those. I don't really beat them, but I keep up to them. But I know what a fast car is.
Yeah.
You know, I have a lot of friends with fast cars. I build fast cars.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not really what I'm building.
Sure.
You know,
sure.
It's what I want.
Yeah.
But not what I'm building now.
Yep.
And like I said, you know, I'm taking it, you know, day by day.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the mistake I did when I got back into the car, like the car community with this car. Because, you know, I had that truck, I sold it. And before that, I had my Integra. And I was without a car for about a year and a half. Once I got this one, I threw all my money at it. And I was like scraping pennies to pay the rent. And then I started thinking about, I need to slow down. You know, take it day by day. I can't be doing all this. Yeah.
All at once.
Yeah. So people ask me, damn, how'd you build it so fast?
Yeah.
Because, you know, probably 8 months into having it, I did everything to it.
Yeah.
You know, except for the wing. I painted it, got the wheels, got the suspension, front and back. Yeah. I've got the steering wheel, the quick release, the headers, everything. How do you do it so fast? By being dumb.
Yeah.
Just throwing all my money at it. Yeah, and it's just, one of my neighbors, he just got into cars.
Yeah.
And he told me like the advice that people gave him, like, oh, put this on, put that on. I'm like, don't listen to them, bro. They're just trying to make a fool out of you.
Yeah.
Like, cause you know, they told him to put like the tips that you find on eBay.
Yeah.
That it'll make his car sound better.
Gotcha.
Like, it's not like you have to get an exhaust system.
Right.
Like, you know, the whole exhaust system, or, you know, if you don't have that money, just put, you know, a muffler delete or something. And sure enough, he ended up putting just a tip.
Yeah.
Oh, they told me, they promised me it would make a difference. They did that so you could buy it, bro. And so it's just like, do your research, take your time, you know, do everything right. I mean, you can't always be right.
Right.
But as right as you can.
Yeah.
Because if, you know, you try to do it right, you're going to spend hours and days. And, so try to do it to where you can drive it and you're happy with it.
Yeah.
And I mean, everything I've done to the car is what I've wanted to do to it.
Yeah.
It's not, you know, oh, I see it on social media.
Right.
You know, I have to do it
Sure.
because it'll make me cool.
Yeah.
It'll give me clout or whatever. No, it's because I want it.
Yeah.
I envision it in my head. I want to do it. And, you know, that's the only thing that'll get you through the car community is taking it easy, doing your research. Don't listen to what other people have to say. Because like you said, no matter how you build it, there's still going to be haters.
Always.
There's always going to be haters. So don't try to please anybody.
Yeah.
Please yourself before anybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Well, Sebastian, it was great having you on finally. Well, thank you so much for tuning in and listening. Hope you've enjoyed our podcast. If you'd like to watch the video version and see the details of Sebastian's Integra, make sure to check out our YouTube channel, Texas Show Promoters. Join our other 80,000 supporters and follow, subscribe, or like Texas Show Promoters on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok. If you have a custom vehicle, live in DFW area, and would like to share your story, please let us know. We'd love to have you on. Peace.